reasonably. They are playing about as well as they have been the last couple weeks, but RPG have been playing a lot better as of the last couple of weeks, and I think overall skill level, I've got to lean towards RPG. Their overall performance, like I said, over the last week especially, was really solid. They were able to 2-0 KT, who were already performing well. They've won 1 CE. These two teams have already played against each other, obviously, in the league. It was a 1-1 last week, and the very first time they played against each other, it was, I believe, was it also a 1-1, or was it a 2-0? No, it was 2-0 to the A team, actually.
Oh, there we go. But that was,
that was what they had wrong.
I was going to say, that was when Wrong was still playing with RPG. That's when they haven't really, they hadn't really found their rhythm yet. I think it's safe to say that both teams share this similarity of making big improvements. The question is, who's improved more over the course of time now? I would fully agree with you. I think RPG is coming into this game as the slight favorite, not only because they were placed higher in regular league play, but also because of their individual class. They have a variety of strategies to fall back on. We always have to highlight Chicken's Tracer. That seems to be something of, RPG's pocket strategies. Towers of Doom is the first battleground, though, so I'm not sure if we're going to see an immediate Tracer pick.
We will see. We might actually see Chromie leap up once again, which is going to make hammers a little bit harder to end up picking due to the fact that anyone with those extra ranges is going to be great in terms of interrupting the channels.
Ooh.
A Zagara ban from the A team. I believe that RPG brought this out last week.
That they did. Saw played it. Saw played the Zagara. I'm not sure if it was in Towers of Doom or a different map. I think it was on a different map there. But it was this infamous, Chinese team fight Zagara.
It was on Sky.
Yeah, it was in Sky Temple, where we don't really see... Oh, was that actually a misclick?
That might have been a mistake. We will see.
Normally, misclicking a hero in the draft, is that a reason to remake it?
It's not supposed to be, but it keeps happening. Teams, say it was a mistake, or, the majority of the time, teams... the majority of the time, there has in the past, back when we were using websites, been issues with not being able to physically click something.
Man, remember those days in which we had to use third-party websites for the banning?
Yeah, that was fun. A couple websites got some good promotion out of it.
That is
not
correct.
many of those are still around, though.
Couple of millionaires made.
I'm not entirely sure about that. But it was cool. It was fine. It was interesting. I mean, it was interesting in the fact that it actually allowed companies to make it look like how they wanted. I thought that was quite cool, where different tournaments could have a different draft visual. That was a cool little design. But for now, we will await for the draft to be restarted again.
That is correct. Still, we need to say this, right? Because for those of the viewers out there that weren't able to watch last week, so Sa did play Zagara. So we're not sure if there are some other issues in that draft going on. For example, if they swap first pick and first ban on the teams, which sometimes happens when people create the lobby.
Yeah.
Because he did play the Zagara. He did play it with Devouring Maw as a team fight Zagara.
Though they were the right way around, because the A team banned the map. And it was CE who banned first. Not CE, RPG who banned first. So, don't know what the issue is here.
Yeah. I guess we're going to be back just in time, though. And
hopefully it doesn't take that long to make a draft.
By the way, I think they added even more goodies on the Chinese desk now. We have both commentators being guarded and bodyguarded by those chibi dolls. No, it is. Wait, it's different now.
Oh,
no,
so
it is different.
It was RPG's map choice, even though it displayed as the A team. I guess it was a slight display issue.
Okay, so it was an overlay mistake, guys. RPG was the team, that chose the battleground, and it is A team who have first pick, first ban. So sorry for the confusion, but now everything works correctly here, and the Zagara ban still needs to go through.
What is this Zergism coming in from the A team? Unacceptable. If they picked a Haken now, outrageous. But no, it's solid here. Removing globals is always important on this map. Zagara can have global options in the form of the Nidus Worm, extra split push when you have belt outs are so important to the game, is actually really clutch. And of course, Abathur, the ability to join any alter phase whenever you want with Ultimate Evo, the rotation slowing abilities of the mine build. Abathur is one of the highest priority picks on this map.
Tetra, why is it that almost every Zerg has a global? That should actually make us think about it.
Kerrigan.
Kerrigan is the only one who doesn't have it, but the others, they can move around as much as they want to, almost.
There is only 4 Zergs at the moment, right? Stukov?
Okay, I guess he counts too.
Yeah, I mean, technically he can make someone else be global. On the enemy team.
He does have global transportation in those best case scenarios, that is correct.
Alright, we see Genji sneaking his way through the drafting, being given over to Lockdown.
Wow.
Risky picks here by the A team. As they immediately react, they picked Tyrael as their first one. It was very helpful for them for Team Nut last time, and this time they won it. And they already go for a very team fight heavy composition. Greymane and Karazim. Very punch heavy. Very effective in terms of heroes who they can use to fight in the Sank, or burst heroes to follow up on a Judgment.
Yeah, that is very correct. And Judgment, you know, is no strange ability to pick in Heroes of the Storm in China. We've seen it to great success actually being used by RPG. So both teams definitely know how the value of Tyrael can shift depending on what kind of style you want to execute, right? If you want to go for that blow-up style, we've seen RPG use the Fall Stand Hinterlands Blast with the Judgment in unison. But of course, you can also go for the more traditional way of actually staining through team fights with that Sanctification. Now, Illidan, RPG looks like they watched the previous series, right? They take it away immediately or they ban it out from the A-team. And double global potentially if ETC decides to go for the stage step coming in for RPG.
Potentially, although I think Mosh Pit might be the way to go right now due to the fact that there's currently one potential interrupt for the Mosh Pit, and it's Judgment. So a optional heroic is currently the only interrupt. So that could be really good. We might see a Mosh Pit, might even see a still one interrupt. But VP is only a temporary delay, but it's a heavy, heavy burst comp that the A-team does have here. Huge amounts of damage, even without Judgment. Sanctification, their burst damage is crazy, and Malfurion does not handle that well. The solo laner for RPG is suddenly drawn into question here, because they might have to put Falstad in the solo lane and pick a second support in order to prevent that burst damage from just destroying them. Instead, they go for a second tank. They go for someone who can hold the front line at least a little bit, but that's not going to protect Falstad. That's not going to protect MJ on that Malfurion. I have serious concerns for this RPG comp surviving burst. They have to get incredible peeling and incredible disengage in order to just not straight up die to what the A-team are running.
I fully agree with you, with one exception. I think the moment Falstad manages to stay safe with a Gust, they might be okay. But the moment Falstad is being put under pressure, right, or maybe caught in a VP, I think that's the moment where things are looking mighty grim for RPG, because then the Jaina burst damage can follow through. The Gust might not actually make it out in time. So yeah, I agree with you. I think this is going to be very, very risky for RPG to tank through. So maybe they're going to have to use like all the disengage they can find. In terms of the Tyrael though, Tetcher, now I'm not sure about it, but my judgment senses are tingling, because either they go for the VP with the Sanctification underneath so they can't be, you know, actually gusted, or they just want to lock people down with a one-man engage followed up by the Jaina burst and the Zeratul.
I'm sticking with my Sanctification pick here. I think they have enough burst potential that right now their entire objective is to not die, because if they win fights, then it's going to be due to the amount of damage they already have. Let's see if it works, though, as we are heading in to game number 1. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Towers of Doom. And here is where globals are king. So we might still even see a stage dive chicken as we see him on that ETC. MJ on the Malfurion, Sar on the Falstad, C on Johanna, and Loktar bringing out the Genji.
And facing them, the winners of the previous set, it is the A-team with Jaina on Jaina, Olele playing the Greymane, Bruiser on that Zeratul, Saint Ukaf on that Karazim, and Kaita on Tyrael.
Block Party coming in for ETC. Haven't seen that talent in ages. And the Gathering Storm for the Falstad.
Gathering Storm has been one of Loktar's go-to builds for a long time now, especially when he transitioned into the Hinterlands Blast later on to basically maximize his burst damage.
And Sar appears to have picked that up from him. They both appeared, once again, team practice. This is the build we like. That is what they are going for here. Chicken eats a little bit of damage. But yeah, with Chicken being the solo laner here, almost certainly with this ETC, I still think we might end up seeing a stage dive. Not what I would prefer to see, but I think it could be what they go for just for the sake of rotations.
I mean, they could still decide to go for that mosh pit if they, you know, interpreted it the way that Falset is already a global. We don't need to, right? Because we need something to protect us in those team fights. They could even, against all odds, try to be the aggressors in those team fights with mosh pit hinterlands blast if they want to go completely bonkers and basically mess up with A-Team's rhythm. So I think it's so hard to predict the way this game is going to go. It all comes down to how the teams are evaluating their strategies, how they want to make their compositions work. For now, though, we see the A team already securing this Zapper camp with the Jaina burst damage early on the Mercenaries. This is normally an easy thing to do.
Okay,
They're taking the
scouting out the objective. Are they going in? Looks like they are. And yeah, RPG are grabbing the top Zapper. In exchange, though, they are going to lose both of the bottom ones. And these will actually be timed pretty well together. Sar says hello, sees this is happening, and is down here to help wave clear.
Exactly. They need to stop some of those Mercenaries from actually connecting to the bottom lane. Like, if you let 6 Zappers go through immediately, that's already 1 tower gone, maybe even the gate as well, and that really puts your bottom lane into great risk. But it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Boom.
1 tower and the gate. That's both sets of Sappers already used. Top lane might have actually got a tower, depending on how well the Sappers up there did. That's bottom tower. Second one, dropping low. The extra damage output from Jaina, Greymane, and even Karasim. A little bit of shot, a little few punches there. Able to trade out some extra stuff.
Now, very similar to Dragonshire, which was the map we saw previously with A-Team versus Team Nut. I think the bottom lane is so important on Towers of Doom as well. Kaito in a little bit of a pinch here. Gets threatened by 2 heroes at the same time. But yeah, the bottom lane is so important, right? Because you have double mercenary camps. They could actually go through later on if you already own the enemy team's bell towers, so you would have direct core damage. So I'm not sure if I agree with this decision by RPG to leave it completely unguarded.
But now, let's see how the trade works out here. We're likely going to see at least a 1-for-1 up in top lane. We have seen teams go aggressive and attempt that double dive. Volstad comes very aggressively forward here, but the Root from Mathurin does not work. Eldarin's Might keeps Kaito away with that angelic flash. Now then, Jaina already in position to quickly clean up the lane with the help of Olele. She is going to attempt to start on this bottom. Instead, though, what we're going to end up seeing is Volstad try to delay, and once again, this is an RPG classic right now. A invade onto their opponent's side to get the double that side. Volstad, though, needs to get up to his team because bot was taken away from him. He was not able to delay it. So if his team wants to channel this, they need to hurry up. Nice Eldarin's Might for the delay. Volstad arrives. He's here for his team. It's a full 5v5 on the second altar here. Can RPG continue to fight? They eat the Cone of Cold. That might be enough to just dissuade them away from this.
Yeah, that's the question, right? I was wondering if Volstad had that flight ready to really, you know, reinforce his team's early endeavors. Looks like it was just barely a little bit too late. He also flew right into the danger zone, so he was focused immediately and had to use the barrel roll. So good move by A-Team defending this, and also good realization by RPG to not fully commit to this, to actually wait it out, be patient for now. But I really, really want RPG to do something about those bottom mercenaries, Tetra. They just keep on coming in consistently all the time.
They really do. They just keep coming in and nothing is being dealt with them. Are they at least going to prevent the dive onto their side this time? Question is, will the A-Team even attempt it? Are they even going to attempt to dive? Bruiser with the full invisibility?
Yeah, I'm not even sure if Chicken saw him there because...
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either. Otherwise, he could have dropped the space melt, for example, to reveal him. So right now, RPG thinks that they're fully committed, that A-Team is fully committed. So immediately they pull off the ETC of the top lane, send him over to the middle. So in the case of an emergency there in the bottom lane, he could actually help there with a shorter walking distance. And they use this distraction, A-Team that is, to steal away the top bruiser camp this time around.
On the bright side, RPG actually got their own bruiser camp this time. So it still ends up being a 2-for-1 in favor of the A-Team. Only this time it's in the lane that's a little bit more important for the RPG, and also the one that is majority prioritized. So they're going to push in, grab their own tower and the gate, and even a little bit of damage. Sapper. Okay, there we go.
Just wanted to say hello before he exploded.
Yeah. So it's going to be a tower for a tower here. Gate was already down in this lane, I believe. So Chicken's going to start clearing that up.
Exactly, and 2 more altars have now spawned. How aggressively does RPG want to play this yet again? We know them for invading on Towers of Doom. We know their capabilities there. Experience-wise, they're pretty much equal. We see the Wizened Duelist coming in for Greymane, by the way. So the more he brawls, the more auto attacks he lands, the more he's going to pack a punch. See with that shield flare, maybe interrupting. No, misses actually. Wasn't even trying to do it.
Can't get in range, so it's going to be a simple trade for trade on the shots here, which keeps the A-team ahead by 4 shots, because due to the double cap they were able to get earlier. Now then, Star continues to gain stacks on through that Gathering Storm. He's building up. He'll get there eventually.
That he will. Also, if Jaina had gone for the Frostbolt range, maybe she could have actually continued to harass him over that wall, but it's a fairly common build to see the Fingers of Frost into the cooldown and the double target Frostbolt, so definitely no complaints about that. Helps her with the mana regeneration a little bit, helps her to get additional bonus damage in once completed.
So we see everyone just waiting around for the moment. Very passive players. Both teams would quite like to hit level 10 and not die before that, please. As Bruiser takes a long rotation. Nice deflect from Lockstar to prevent the Singularity Spikes. The damage is being dropped onto Grey Mane. Going to try and finish him off. Olele drops very low, and he will certainly fall here. That's going to give level 10 over to RPG. Quick pick Mosh Pit as they burst forward. And into the next strike. That is overkill, but God, did it look cool.
That was a pretty awesome takedown in terms of, you know, visual effects and additional glares and stuff, but I think it was also necessary, Tetra, because it was Turiel. So the moment the Mosh Pit ran out, he probably could have Eldrin to safety, right? So they really wanted to make sure that they killed the Archangel of Justice in order to maybe secure this boss. 7-sided comes in, but no follow-up, and EGC with another good stun in the silence as well. That's a beautiful takedown for RPG.
EDC is dead though. Locktar does not get his reset. It was denied by the Void Prison, but they still pick up the kill. Sar being chased down by Bruiser, needs assistance. Locktar comes in trying to get it, but C can't dive any deeper here. Now Locktar is in danger, makes it over the wall, ends up being a 2-for-2. And we do, however, see the shots taken by RPG from the boss, but now that Altar is in trouble for RPG because it's only Johanna on the map right now.
Yeah, can they actually make it there
They still end
up
netting 0.
Yeah, so I was going to say, that was a dead-even trade now, actually, with maybe even slight advantage for the A-team, because they are the ones rotating a little faster right now. Everybody on the side of RPG had to go heal, so I don't think they can do much about this mercenary camp being taken. So yeah, the A-team, after losing this boss, coming back quite nicely, securing kills on important targets like Falstad, for example. And Genji was also in no condition to continue to fight.
I mean, Genji would have been fine if it hadn't been for just a really clutch decision of Jaina to just, get him. Root's good. Stun's good. X-Strike misses. Finds the perfect right angle to get out of that. But it would have been fine if Jaina hadn't just done the split-second decision to walk into the VP, because that completely shut down the reset Swift Strike of Genji.
Right.
If that had happened, they would have got even more damage out, and they would have been fine.
Isn't it crazy, Tetra, how both teams just don't seem to really care about what we said during our prediction? They're both doing the exact opposite like what we predicted. Jaina didn't go for Ring of Frost, so no Wombo combo. We didn't go for the Mighty Gust to prevent all that. Instead, we see the Hinterlands Blast. It's just...
No stage dive for
No
ETC.
stage dive. China madness all over the place right now.
I mean, the Water Elemental I'm not too surprised about. Like, the Ring, they just don't run this combo anymore. The Ring of Frost into Void Pit and Ring of Frost. It's so hard to land. It's 2 super long heroics. If you mess it up, you're down 2 heroics for a team fight. No one really runs that anymore in China, at least. Even though it could be good, I think it's the risk versus reward basis here. But other than that, yeah, the Hinterland's a little bit strange. I think that was, I already said, I think that was a little bit overkill. The Mosh Pit, I do quite like that. Like we said, they already have a global.
That one I like too as well. And I also like the decision here by the A-team, realizing, you know what? The enemy team is going to get 13 for this altar, so if we commit to that, there's no way we can soak for 13. We're just going to trade forwards here in the meantime. Oh, they don't get enough shots in, so normal form.
Sar just grabs it. He realizes his top building was dying quicker than they were taking bot. He would have got the exact same amount of shots. Might as well grab it and increase their rotation speed to this mid lane.
Very true. Very true. So basically, the score is dead even yet again. It's actually a really cool game to watch here because for Chinese standards, it's not even that crazy on the brawling. Well, just the moment I said, Turiel gets engaged upon again.
Dodge. Sanctification, allowing Greymane to move out of there immediately, gets the reset. Looking for the false start, looking for ETC now as he's super low. Olele picks that up. And once again, the Savage Wolf's on the prowl. Olele picks up the quadruple kill.
And the Water Elemental still tanking all those forward shots, so that is going to be Yet another bell tower falling into the hands of the A team. And I would love to see an immediate replay from that team fight, because everything from start to finish worked out just the way they wanted to. The Sanctification, Tyrael baited these engages in once again, and with the Sanctification hitting almost the entire team to absorb all that damage, they were not only able to survive this, but also to reinitiate. And then came the VP to all trap them, buying enough time for Jaina to get her cooldowns back, the damage, the slows, everything was perfect, and the A team now in a commanding lead in XP.
Tyrael ruined everything for the RPG there. For starters, Hinterland Blast came out on the follow-up for a Blessed Shield. Blessed Shield is a super low duration stun. Tyrael was able to Eldarin's Might and just literally straight up dodge it. So nice use there. The Hinterland Blast hits absolutely no one. Followed up by a Mosh Pit on one member. Super nice. Tyrael drops a Sank, which is also a cleanse, on the one Mosh target. They're able to get out as well. He ruined both of the great setup burst plays that RPG tried to have going there.
Yeah, and Tyrael being so resilient, not only escaping with the Eldrin's Might to safety, but also with that Stalwart Angel at level 4, providing him 25 armor, makes it even harder for RPG to burst him down. So I don't even understand why they keep trying. They invest so many resources every single time. The X-Strike, the Hinterlands Blast, but they don't get the kill to capitalize on it.
Yeah. Unpleasant trade this time with that bell tower down in the bot lane. This is not great for RPG. 14 to 21 health on their core now, and they need to start dealing with this bottom lane because the objectives, towers are upgrading here. Now this bottom bell tower is even harder to kill.
Now, ETC doesn't have this stage dive, right? So he really needs to make sure that he joins his team's ranks in the nick of time, because 16 is here, and the A team most certainly would like to go for an engage.
Here we see Falstad rotating into that middle area. But no one's in position yet. They're still down a talent. This is risky for them to even be here. Boss, I don't actually think Loktar saw that. I think that was a pretty...
I mean, now they know with Tyrael playing the way he plays.
Away.
Doesn't have the Holy Ground, though. He just used it. He just used it.
He's on the point. Mosh Pit's used. This could be it, but Jaina just... wrecks HGC. C can't get on the point. Lovely Hinterland, the beautiful split strike. They get so much damage out, but it's still a 2-for-1. They still lost the shots, Kendrick.
And Tetcher, in the bottom lane, you heard the giggle of the Zappers. 3 of them made it through, so that's 3 additional damage onto the core of RPG. So not only weren't they able to get the boss, but they also took some more crippling damage. This is a disaster now. 2 temples as well active for the A team.
That was so close. That was so close. The Hinterland was pretty good. The splits from the A team were really good, but X-Strike was still able to pick up a kill there. But it's still a 2-for-1. Johanna tried to hold on the point, but she was body blocked off it. Olele's already channeling. Loktar comes in, gets the interrupt. He's able to get a lovely deflect, but Zeratul still grabs mid. That at least saves them the game, but it's now 3 shots on the core. Everyone is coming back here. They have to defend this, or this is game over in game number 1. As Sticking goes in deep, looking for Tyrael. Sanctification got very early. That's good news for RPG, but they need to start making the plays. Sar is dropping low. In comes Oxar once again, putting more pressure on the Kaitu, trying to get the angle here. Bruiser has a lovely wraparound positioning, which is going to make this so hard for RPG. Chicky gets rooted by Jada with that level 16 talent. And Kendrick, this is looking rough. Bruiser's just putting on so much harassment onto the backline.
Yeah, the good thing is, though, that Malfurion should normally be able to outsustain a Kharazim. So already, the Hinterlands Blast connecting. This time, they don't get the kill either. They finally get it onto Kharazim, but take some heavy damage in return.
A beautiful Twilight Dream. That could be it. Karazim still died after that seven-sided expired. Olele is trying to one-man Wrecking Crew, but Loktar with the reset is cleaning up. It's a full team wipe by RPG. They need to get a bell tower now. This is not about that altar. Grab bot bell tower. Use Genji. Use those minions to attack. They have so few minions. They're so low. But they need to do something. They have to get some kind of comeback opportunity. They're just going to burn everything on this. Yeah. Chicken's health pool is forfeit to this, if it needs to be, as they will take this down just to get the extra shots.
Yeah, and the bottom bell tower, of course, is so meaningful. It's so important. So you no longer have to worry about those sappers, backdooring your own core. You have a mighty puffer now that will basically put itself in between here. You can actually put the enemy team under a lot of pressure yourselves. And Tetcher, if you watched the HGC yesterday, Granite Gaming versus Liquid in Europe, you know that a 3-core health comeback is very much possible.
It's absolutely possible. We've seen one core health comebacks. This is a possibility. RPG with a full level lead. They hold bot bell tower. Falstad is back. As now, it's all about the pressure. RPG piling it on. Mosh pit, not even used. It's off cooldown. They are ready. They are going to try and make something happen. The sappers have been completely deleted in this bot lane. Zeratul is split soaking. It's all about level 20 first for RPG. That is priority numero uno, because they need map pressure. If they don't get map pressure, they lose the game. Because the second they start losing map pressure, and we get alters, we have a double in bot and mid, which is the worst positioning for RPG possible, because it means when the boss comes back, that's vulnerable. That's a big split up that they have to manage.
And exactly for that reason, they need to make sure that the bottom bell tower needs to survive. If A-Team captures that back, then RPG is going to be in a much more difficult situation.
It's still lethal. Any of the altars are lethal right now, unless they take another bell tower. So here we go. Double cap. Boss back in some seconds. I didn't see the mini-map was covering it.
They're taking top now. Zeratul and Greymane are completely ignoring this. That's not too bad. They're crippling the number of shots, though, but the mercenaries might go through as a result as well.
Slowing down the turn-in. Slowing down the turn-in. Jaina damage. Tyrael for the line. Genji dives in. That's going to allow these sappers to come in.
I'm not sure if that was worth something. Level 20 is here now, though. Okay, so it was necessary for the 20. That's a good play, then.
How long till boss? How long till boss? That is the question. Because right now, this channel, if they can just delay it, they can just send up Greymane and Tyrael. Greymane and Kara's even do it. Here comes the fight. This fight could end the game. Falstad grabs spot. That's fine. That's to be expected right now. This was the trade that they were willing to make. As in comes Falstad. This is all or nothing here for RPG to hold it together. Saar takes a little bit of harassment, but is able to turn around onto Bruiser very quickly. Still got puts on the pressure. Alone mounts up, looking for an angle. Good VP. Where's the follow-up? They're just trying to channel. It's a delay tactic. It's a trap. As Noctowl comes in with the save, keeping his team alive. Icebox good, but M taking the focus down. Gets the Twilight Reaper, rocks by the sanctification here. X-Strike into Land Blast. Gets huge damage, but they've lost 3 members, Kendrick. The last-ditch effort gets shut down. Stukov goes for the channel. Saar flies, but it's going to get them nothing as the channel goes through. And the A-Team take game number 1.
And that they take with another spectacular sanctification, blocking the entire damage and silence of Malfurion's Twilight Dream. That was the MVP move that secured A-Team the win, and it couldn't have gone in any more spectacular fashion. A-Team continue their momentum swing. They take down RPG on Towers of Doom in that first game of the series.
I really thought when I saw that X-Strike and Hinterland Blast come in